What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the DualSense controller. So you guys know how high I've been on this controller. I mean, I made a video on Podcast Now when it was first announced, and I love it. I absolutely love the look of it. I love back then, really, it was only kind of rumors of what the DualSense controller was going to be able to do, but now, as time has gone on, we know what the DualSense controller is going to be able to do, and it's going to be incredible. Yesterday, we had talks from Sony where they pretty much laid out, hey, the camera will still work, your PS4 camera, but you need to get the free adapter that we'll give you, but you need that in order for it to work. Obviously, there's been conflicting things on PSVR. There's the headphones, which I'm pretty sure your headphones of PS4 is going to work. At least I hope so, especially because I have like $100 headphones for it that I love. I don't really use it all that much, but I love that I have it, so hopefully that works. But the main talk of the day, besides the state of play, right, which we addressed yesterday on Podcast Now, was the DualSense controller and the fact that it's not going to work on PS5 games. So if it's a game which, by the way, and correct me if I'm wrong, by the way, does sound a little confusing because the only thing it's going to work on, so they did clarify and they said, okay, if you have a PS5, like it'll work on your PS5, but it's only going to work on PS4 games you're playing on the PS5. So I guess that means just backwards compatibility. So if you're playing The Last of Us, which by the way, this is where it gets a little tricky, right? If you're playing The Last of Us Part 2, the PS4 version, and you're playing it on the PS5, right? You're doing the backwards compatible, then it's going to work. If you have, say, they come out and they say, okay, there's The Last of Us Part 2 PS5 version, it's the PS5 game, then the controller won't work. And that's where I think it gets a little messy. I'll be flat out honest with you. And I think maybe it's just because we've never really, I guess as PlayStation people, we've never had a situation like that. Look, I'm not mad. I maybe should have started out by saying that. I'm not. I know that it probably does come to a shock with a lot of people. I mean, I have 4 controllers for the PS4, okay? I think I actually used to have 5, but I got rid of one. So right now, I currently have 4 controllers. I mean, that's a lot of money. They're $60 each, right? I mean, at least I bought them at $60 each. I love them. I love using them. I have like the gold one. I have a red one. I mean, this was the generation where I really got into, I want different colors, right? I've always loved the fact that PlayStation has all just, 30,000 different color variations of their controllers. I mean, I love that. So I got them. And, again, like, am I disappointed I won't be able to use them on the PS5? I guess a little, but at the same time, you look at history, and the history of PlayStation has always been you can't use the controllers on the next gen. Okay, we've had that happen 2 times in a row now, right? So with PS3 to PS4, now PS4 to PS5. So it's not new. It's not something that I didn't expect. I kind of did expect that at some point the PS4 controller just wouldn't be able to work anymore, right? So it's not something I wasn't expecting, but again, maybe it's just because we've never had the situation before with backwards compatibility, right? I mean, it is a thing that we probably should have had. That's why when people call me Sony fanboy, like I do love PlayStation, I favor it, but I mean, I critique them when it's necessary, right? And that's the thing with this is we've never had backwards compatibility. We've never had these kind of free upgrades for PlayStation before. So this is all for me, for people that have only been on PlayStation or switched to PlayStation maybe a couple console generations ago and have been on it. I mean, this is new to us, right? Because at the same time, I get it that you're not going to be able to use the Dualshock, on these games. The thing is, like I said, the confusing part is, let's just say The Last of Us, or even, I mean, we can use Marvel's Avengers, we could use Cyberpunk, any game that's going to probably have like a free upgrade. So we don't know about The Last of Us, and we don't know about Ghost of Tsushima. I've been saying for a long time, I think there will be PS5 versions, not just backwards compatibility where I can play my PS4 version on PS5, but I also think there will be a PS5 version of The Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima. But again, we don't know that for sure yet, so let's use a game that we do know. Let's say Marvel's Avengers, right? Coming out, beta comes out this Friday, all this different stuff. So this game is confirmed that it will have a next-gen version. It didn't say when. I don't think it's even necessarily confirmed that it would be at launch, but at some point, you'll be able to play Marvel's Avengers on PS5. All right, so the confusing thing is, well, if I have Marvel's Avengers, which I'm going to get the game, right? I've already pre-ordered it so I can play the beta. I'm getting this game day one on the PS4. So if I play this game on my PS5 backwards compatible, so let's say I'm going digital, okay? I buy this game digitally, PS5 comes out, I play it backwards compatible also digitally, so I can still do it, right? I can use my PS4 controller, I can use the Dualshock, right? Then if I get the PS5 version, which again, is not even like, well, maybe I'll just decide not to get it. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's going to be a free upgrade. So say November comes and the PS5 comes out and I'm playing it backwards compatible and they say, okay, January 1st, we're going to have a patch that goes in that allows you to have the free update where you're going to be able to have, or the free version. So you're going to have the PS5 version like made for PS5. Not fully. They'll all say it, but it won't actually be fully. You'll be able to play it on PS5 for a PS5 version January 1st. Well, January 1st, now my controller, now my controller's not going to work. So previously, from November on, I could play Marvel's Avengers, or I could play Cyberpunk, or I could play Assassin's Creed, or I could play Watch Dogs. Those are 4 very good examples, right? I could play all of those on my PS5 with the DualShock 4. Now, I won't be able to play Miles Morales. Now, I won't be able to play Kenna Bridge of Spirits, right? I won't be able to play any of those games, but I'll be able to play, current gen games as of right now. But then when I get the PS5 version, then it won't work. You know what I mean? That's why it's just a little... I like the fact that they're doing it. I like the fact that they're saying we're not going to forget about the last gen. I think it's important. Microsoft, I think, is going a little too far with that, right? Basically saying, don't buy our console. Like, we don't care if you buy the Series X. There's really no reason to, right? All that kind of stuff. I think that's where it takes it a little far. But beyond that, I think Xbox is doing it fantastic. Like, they're keeping consumers, money in their mind, where it's like, hey, you don't have to. You're going to be able to experience all this stuff. We don't, it's okay if you don't upgrade. So same thing with PlayStation. I mean, I get it. It's fine. I love free upgrades. I love, being able to do backwards compatibility. It's important because we're not going to have that many games only on PS5 at launch, right? At the same time, with this DualSense, it does get a little confusing because you're saying, instead of saying that the PS4 controller just flat out will not work with the PS5, you're saying, no, it'll still work. It can play PS4 games, but as soon as you get to an only PS5 game, and by that, see, that's where it kind of gets confusing. Not even only PS5 game, just a PS5 version of a game. So again, Kenna Bridge of Spirits, like it comes out, say, on PS4 and PS5. If I buy the PS5 version, then I can only play on the DualSense, right? So again, do I hate that? No. That's another thing. That's the thing. That's why I said in the beginning of this video, I don't want to come off like I'm I'm really, really upset at them and I'm going to hold it over them. I mean, I get it, and it's been done before, so I understood and understand that this is how it works, right? At the same time, we've never had this background situation going on where, well, there'll be PS4 and PS5 versions. And in fact, you can play the PS4 version on the PS5. And then if you get the PS5 version of the game, though, that's when the controller's just like, no. And at the same time, right, I don't even think that necessarily makes sense. Again, even for like Marvel's Avengers, let's say that. Like, I get it. The PS5 version will be better than playing it backwards. That's the whole point, right? If they come out with the free upgrade for Cyberpunk, for Avengers, for any of them, you get the free upgrade. That is because they said it. It is a better version than just doing backwards compatible, okay? I get that. I get that it's going to have different features and more improved stuff, right? But at the same time, it's just kind of weird that the controller just like nopes out of that. You know what I mean? That's just like, nope, I can't do it. You know what I mean? A little strange. Definitely strange in my mind. I get it. I understand it. And who knows? Maybe some of those games will end up taking advantage of, and that could be the reason, right? That maybe some of these games, when they have the PS5 version, say The Last of Us. I mean, The Last of Us Part 2, again, for all the criticism of the story and the characters, which is, I agree with most of it, by the way, and I have nothing against you. I mean, the game itself is a technological, it's insane. It's absolutely insane, right? So imagine if they have put some work in that PS5 version where you can feel things, where when it's raining in certain scenes, like you can feel, it feels wet on the, you know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. You can't do that on the DualShock 4, so I get it that if I'm playing the PS5 version of The Last of Us Part 2, it's different than the backwards compatible because it's just, I mean, you know what I mean? It's just factually not the same. So in that case, I get it. But if we end up seeing some of these games do kind of lazy PS5 upgrades where they're like, we'll give you the PS5 version and it's not all that much better, then it's kind of a situation where, again, it's like, well, why does the controller just kind of opt out of it? You know what I mean? So definitely interesting. Definitely, again, not something I expected to wake up to on a Monday, but unlike the State of Play, which was more disappointing in the beginning, right? Unlike that, this DualSense thing is kind of expected. I kind of expected something like this to happen. No big deal. I'm going to probably get 2 of them at launch, so I'll be able to play even games with another person, right? And then as the color, blends start coming out with the controllers, I'll definitely get more of them, but I'm going to wait a little bit on that. So, guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Are you disappointed that you won't be able to use your Dualshock? Is this something that was unexpected to you? Do you kind of get it? You know what I mean? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. And thank you all so much for watching. I truly, truly appreciate it. I do a new video on this channel every single day, and so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.